have a whole curriculum of grace and courtesy lessons, and they're brilliant, just brilliant lessons, because we take these unspoken social rules that we have and we make them blatant for the children so that they can really have the tools, the social tools, to succeed. Whenever I'm trying to think of what a grace and courtesy lesson would be, that would be really useful, I have to sit down and observe, and I have to be a scientist, like Dr. Montessori really was, and I have to see where is the need. And in a moment that is not that moment, where something is awkward, I'll present. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you are trying to get through a tight space and there's somebody in the way and you can't get through? Do you know how I deal with that when that happens to me? This is what I say. Excuse me, please. And that's the whole lesson. And they are just in love with the idea that that's even a concept that can be practiced. And they practice saying, excuse me, please. Whoop, it worked. And then you could try that at home sometimes. So even from something as simple as saying excuse me to when is it okay to interrupt somebody who's in a lesson? When is it not okay to interrupt somebody who is working? These kinds of things. What do you do if somebody is sitting too close to you? Well, what would you do if you were on an airplane as an adult? What would you do if someone was sitting too close to you? How would you say that in a graceful and kind way where you weren't saying, hey, go away? So I try to always put it into the, what would I really do as an adult? And try to give these children the real tools of life. And, here's what you could say. What if you forget somebody's name? I'll tell you what I do. I always go right up to them and I say, I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. Can you remind me? So now these children know they have that tool as well. If you forget somebody's name, you can ask. And we try to really create this campus-wide feeling of community. So we practice saying hello and saying people's names and giving eye contact. Even people outside of our classroom, there's Mr. Rodney. You can say, hey, Mr. Rodney, and you watch them crossing the street, they will always say, hello, Mr. Rodney. And it's a really nice thing to give children the tools of joyful community and being part of a larger campus. It's really, really nice.